Happy Tuesday, everyone. Beautiful day out there.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. At least it's not raining. That's all that matters. I don't care whatever it does.
Oh my God, it's so pretty and warm today.
Wasn't it great? Yesterday, the temperatures this morning, woke up, we were 32 yesterday. We're 50 this morning. I'm like, if you don't like the weather in Connecticut, wait a minute, it'll change. It's unbelievable.
And also unbelievable, why are you growing your beard?
I'm not growing my beard. Here's the deal. I decided that I need to give my face a break. I'm getting a little older. I got to give my face a break. Plus, I didn't have any time. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm no longer shaving. So I will shave now on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Plus, I think that women like a little facial hair.
I disagree. I disagree.
A little scruff, right?
No, because this is the kind of thing that if your guy kisses you with this, you end up with zits.
But what's funny is the producers were just...
And what do you care about what women like anyway?
That's what she just said. She says, what do I care what women like? I think guys like a little facial scruff, too.
I think you're just lazy.
I think it's just really comes down to lazy.
And I think I see a lot of gray in there.
Really? All right, I'm back to shaving Monday through Friday. There we go. That settles that.
That's the end of that.
Okay.
You gotta know how to work these things. Okay, so we've been mesmerized by the pictures coming out of the Situation Room. We watched, this is, they say a picture says 1,000 words, and I think that's true. Look at Hillary Clinton with her hand over her mouth, and as they're watching the attack on Osama bin Laden live. They're watching it go down. The weight of the world is on their shoulders, and they're watching it. They said the tension in this room was unsurmountable. They just could not believe waiting. They said the minutes felt like hours. It was a 40-minute ordeal. This clearly must be after. They're like, woohoo.
This is all, but that first photo with Hillary and her hand over her face, apparently somebody, and I heard, I can't confirm this, but somebody was apparently holding rosary beads this is the picture. Let's just stay on this for a while. Obama, you've got Biden in front of Obama, you've got Hillary. I mean, you've got the heads of the world basically in this room watching and praying that this action, this course of action is going to actually happen, and then one of the helicopters crashes. So interesting, because now with technology you can do that. I've been watching, I told you I'm addicted to the Kennedy series now, because they have it on demand. If you have Comcast, you have to go into a TV series and it's under there. And they just had the Bay of Pigs, and they had President Kennedy where he was advised, go in, this is a sure thing. And of course it was not, but more how he found out. He was at an event and they come and tell him like, it didn't work. Nowadays, you can watch it. You can see it for yourself. You don't have to wait 24 hours later or even 6 hours later to get the video in from your reconnaissance team. So you're watching it in live time. Right, and that it's the misinformation that, unfortunately it's a part of the media.
That he died 10 years ago, that Obama was playing golf.
Obama was playing golf while this action was taking place. I'm like, why would the President of the United States be playing golf while the Navy SEALs are going in to kill? I said, that cannot be true. No, that's what they said. And like, he wasn't playing golf.
He was in the Situation Room.
They were in the Situation Room, which is, it's just wild to see that photo, though. Of that's going to be a photo that will... Could you imagine being the photographer in the room to take the photos of these moments that are happening?
They also, speaking of photographs, that we're told that they do have photographs of Osama bin Laden's body, but White House has not decided if they're going to release them. But a lot of people, I've been noticing on Facebook, a lot of people saying, I want to see the pictures. Where's the body? Where's the body?
Right.
They want to know that it really happened.
This case is like Ivory Soap. 99.9% sure that they got the right guy. That's what the genetics came back, the DNA. So I'm like, all right.
Another amazing moment, President Obama yesterday when he was giving out some Medal of Honors, of course everyone's waiting for him to speak about Osama bin Laden, and he said, this is a great moment for America. And I thought this was a great moment when he got the standing ovation from both sides of the aisle. He was at a White House dinner last night. Let's show this video of the standing ovation.
Americans learned that the United States had carried out an operation that resulted in the capture and death of Osama bin Laden.
All right, this is not the, I don't believe, but we have video. You'll see it, and maybe we can pull it up for you.
There it is. So
both sides. There you go. There's the White House dinner. Republicans, Democrats, Tea Party, Green Party, whoever you are, everyone stood united. And it's really moments like this, I think, that you just, you feel proud to be an American when everyone can really work together.
I think when Rush Limbaugh goes on his radio show and congratulates Barack Obama, things have gone right in America. You know what I mean? I'm like, everybody, even Dick Cheney mentioned Barack Obama's name, which I think might be a first since 2008. Like the words actually came out of his mouth. But can you imagine how much more
we could all get done if everyone actually just put their egos aside and worked together?
Right.
I mean, obviously this is and maybe this is, as you were saying yesterday, it's May. Osama bin Laden has died. It feels like it's a new beginning in many ways, so maybe this will be a catalyst for many good things in Washington.
I definitely think so. So well, let's keep a good thought. Talking about the Navy SEALs who went in and they did the operation.
Incredible.
We'll never get to thank them personally because that's not their MO. And for safety reasons, they will never disclose the information of which individuals actually went in. And I heard a great soundbite yesterday. It was on NPR. They said, you know, what's amazing is what so many people are rejoicing about is the last thing that Osama bin Laden saw before he left this earth was the barrel of an American gun pointing at him and an American coming into his house and taking, you know,
and thank God, no American casualties, even though there was a firefight and they fought back. Of course, this is an older video of Osama bin Laden.
But, you know, and those Navy SEALs, again, we will never, ever learn the individuals. If they know.
Look at this. Even when their helicopter didn't work, they managed to get in. Now, I'm wondering, does he know? Does he hear the helicopters? Does he know what's going on? And just within seconds, they're already in there.
Look at this compound. Now, if that were in your neighborhood, 12 to 15 foot high walls with barbed wire in a residential neighborhood, and if you were the next door neighbor, would you want to know what was going on in there?
Yeah.
Would you think? No, Haynes, you say no. You don't want, even if it's an next door neighbor.
I think it's akin to, you know, he was hiding in plain sight, like Edgar Allan Poe's letter, the Purloined Letter, the hide in plain sight. And I'm thinking that if you are in the neighborhood, it's a little hard to believe that the Pakistani militants and government, nobody knew. But if you are there and you're just a regular neighbor, you probably think, oh, stay away from them. Maybe they're a gang. Maybe they're drug dealers. Well, I don't know.
It's like the Munsters. Nobody wants to go to the house. You know what I mean? But I'm like,
But the key was this guy, okay, Abu Ahmed al-Kuwaiti. Years ago, intelligence said, we find him. He's the courier. We find him, we find Osama bin Laden, because even his operatives never knew where he was. That was the way he worked. No computers, no cell phones. Nobody could trace him. But through all these little conversations, the CIA was able to determine that al-Kuwaiti was the courier. And if they could find him, he's the guy bringing the tapes out. He's the guy bringing the messages. Then they find Osama bin Laden. And actually, when they captured, it was last year or so when they got the big guy, it was like second in command of Al-Qaeda, and it was, thou dost protest too much, right? He started saying, huh? Al-Kuwaiti? No, not him. He's not part of our organization. And they said it was so unbelievable how crazy he got about, I've never met him, and he's not part of our organization, and then they're like, that's him.
Okay, that's him. It's like me in high school. I'm not gay. What are you saying? Why are you saying I'm gay? I'm not gay. Why do you say that? Do I look effeminate? What's going on? I'm not gay. And then they're like, he's gay. You know, it's the same type situation.
Such the same thing.
Same thing. You know what I'm saying. Anyway.
So anyway, they waited and waited and waited, and finally this man picked up his phone and made a phone call, and they found his whereabouts, and they happened to be monitoring the cell phone call.
Just amazing.
And they tracked him, and they watched him go to this compound, and they're like, holy, he's there?
6 years.
He's there? He's in a house in the middle of a upper-class neighborhood in Pakistan? So that's how they did it.
Just wild, the intelligence that is going on that we don't know about. It's just the amount of intelligence that is going on.
And Oprah didn't know it was going to happen either, because when she airs her interview yesterday, and you see broadly, the previously recorded, they held that up there for a long time. And as happy as she was to interview, it was the first time in the Oprah show history that they interviewed a sitting president and a first lady. And Oprah came out actually saying, I'm nervous, like I've never done this. But of course, they didn't know when they taped it that really the whole news would be about Osama bin Laden. So I did notice it was, they had the previously recorded a lot.
And somebody actually tweeted on Oprah's fan page, and they said, wow, what a coup for Oprah to get the president on the day after this, the assault took place. But Oprah wrote back, or somebody on Oprah's team wrote back, no word was mentioned about Osama bin Laden. Like, this was not that show. They had no idea.
In fact, the big thing that they said was like, oh, it's the day after the birth certificate, and here's the birth certificate. That was the only current thing they talked about.
Exactly.
Most of it was very Oprah style of, what do you know for sure about marriage? To which Michelle Obama said, it's got to be a partnership, because once that frilly lily love stuff goes away, you really got to really like the person, respect the person.
I heard the show was boring.
It wasn't exciting. It was
people in the station were just like, this is boring.
Yeah,
Turn this off.
It was just kind of like.
One answer, short, quick, like yes, no questions.
I feel like we've read a lot about them, so it wasn't surprising to me. They talked about how with the girls are really trying to give them chores in the White House, which is hard to do. So they're like, why do I have to make my bed? Well, because you've got to learn how to make your bed.
Exactly. Because then when you get older and the servants won't be able to help you on certain days of the week.
Now, you can tell that Michelle Obama was still angry about the whole birth certificate snafu. Barack Obama was like, oh, that's like, whatever, it was a distraction, that's why I wanted to let it go. And, she looked at it much more intentional, much more disrespectful, and
she didn't like that.
Yeah, she was still a little ruffled, but I don't think it was anything earth-shattering.
All right, yeah, I don't think. Actually, Charlie Sheen toured an Alabama neighborhood for reasons unbeknownst to anyone, because they've already had bad winds there once, and now they've had another big bag of wind blow in. He just figured he'd go down and tell the people what, keep your chins up, because, he's Charlie Sheen.
He's kind of trying to give some money away to them, I guess.
I don't know.
Maybe he's, I don't know.
And Rick Springfield. Don't talk to strangers, baby, don't.
No, I like Jesse's girl.
Well, that's his mugshot, because he was arrested yesterday for drunk driving in Malibu, and he went to the same prison that Mel Gibson went to. It's a reality show in that police station.
Yeah,
could you imagine?
The Malibu Lost Hills station. Imagine what these people say. It's like every major celebrity. They're like, oh, book them. Don't talk to strangers, baby, don't you talk.
So he was arrested yesterday for drunk driving.
All right, we have a great show for you today, including we're giving away a special giveaway, our ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Look at how beautiful that is.
Dairy Queen is giving away $25 gift cards to our lucky viewers, so you can buy an ice cream cake. You can make it the way you want. Mine would have to be chocolate. You're just going to be the third person to email the correct answer to this question. And please go to mail@betterct.com, right there beneath the roses. Where was the first Dairy Queen located?
Oh, first Dairy Queen. I'm going to say New Mexico. Is that right?
Thinking no.
No. All right, we've got a great show for you today. There is a place right here in Connecticut where you can make your own wine. This is the best place ever.
So cool.
This is the only place where I can actually hear wine and it's not my mother's voice.
And take a look at this guy. He's been growing his beard for years. All right? Why it's gone. You're watching Better Connecticut. We'll be right back.
And I read the ingredients. It's all natural. We have the inventor right here in our audience. The only thing I didn't know what is it called? Xanthan gum. Xanthan gum, and that's a natural thickener, so everything doesn't sit on the bottle. And Prudence, you like it too, right?
I love it.
It's very, very good. You can get this. Amigo the Friendly Hot Sauce is now sold at Whole Foods in West Hartford and Glastonbury, Garden of Light Natural Food Market in Avon, Granby Village Health, and in Flatbread in Canton, which I am going to be at tonight for a fundraiser to raise money for Animal Friends of Connecticut. I'm going to be there from about 6:30 to 7:30, 8 o'clock. They have over 80 silent auction items up for available, and I'm going to be the MC for the event. So come on down to Flatbreads, try the sauce, and say hello to me. Kara, breaking news. Scott Pelley has just been named the CBS anchor for the evening show. He's going to be the executive producer and the main anchor. He will also continue to report for 60 Minutes. And he starts on June 6th, so Katie's last day will probably be that June 3rd, the Friday.
Scott Pelley.
There you go.
You heard it here on Better Connecticut first. All right, Mother's Day is coming up. Bill Brady from Tiffany's. This is a guy you want to get to know at the West Farms Mall. He manages the Tiffany's store, and I think that most people can't go wrong. If they go into Tiffany's, they come home with something in a little blue box, Mom will be happy.
Definitely. We've been doing this for over 173 years.
Wow.
So Mother's Day and Tiffany go hand in hand.
And you know what I love is that it can be at any price level. In fact, I was looking at some of this stuff. I especially really like this new little ring. It's like a silver bow. That's so adorable. And that ring starts at what price?
They start at about $150. They go up in gold, obviously. So we have them in silver and gold.
Yeah.
And they're part of our iconic collection, but it's also, we do a new twist on it with the Tiffany twist. And that's what you're seeing. The metal is pulled and twisted, and it's draped, and it also looks like a little satin, that bow.
It's a $150 for the bow ring, and then you can buy the extra ones to stack.
That's pretty. That's pretty cool.
And look at this one. We were just showing it a moment ago. This one's engraved. It says, "I love you." You could really engrave any of these rings a special message for Mom.
You definitely can. This is part of our Tiffany Yours collection. Some of them do have sayings already on them because that's what our customers have been asking for.
So I love you. You could even.
It's already on there.
It's already on there.
It's already on there, but you could put anything else. You could put "I love you, Mom," and then the name. You could do anything that you like for that.
Yeah, or like I love you on the outside, that comes that way, and then maybe put, you know, your mom's name or something,
Correct.
Forever Yours, on the inside. These are absolutely beautiful. And then the new locks, which is sort of like the Tiffany keys. Now we've got the locks, lock and key, because you have Forever Love.
Correct.